How did your relationship to music develop? Was it love at first sight, or did you have to fight for your passion?
It definitely wasn't love at first sight, and my parents, I grew up without television, and just had radio, and I lived in a little village, and there was not very much to do, and my mum was a school teacher, so we just did things all the time, like craft, like writing or reading, painting, excuse me, and they wanted me to learn piano, so I started learning piano and violin from the age of 4. And you don't really know why you're doing it, and you just do it. It's just something to do. And it wasn't really until, until being a teenager, I really began to sort of see how music had an impact. I remember a really strong urge to get into heavy metal, but I was a really polite boy and lived in a little village. I had nothing really to be angry about. But I just felt maybe it's the hormones or something. Needed some heavy metal, and so I bought this from the record fair. I bought someone's whole record collection of heavy metal. It was called like Giant Slayer. And I put it on when I got home, and it was like, we will slay the devil with the power of the Lord. And I just bought a whole song, like another I bought someone's entire Christian music catalogue, and it was dreadful music. So that was the end of my heavy metal moment. So after that I was like, okay, heavy metal's not my thing. If I had to choose between like politics and music, I'd probably choose politics. I don't think music is life or death. I know it is to some people say it is, but I don't believe it really is. But I think it's more important that people have like clean air and education for their children. I think music comes further down the list.
So your music doesn't change the world?
No, I wouldn't say. Well, look, I would like my music to change the world. I don't think it has yet, but I would definitely like my music to change the world. I'd like, and that's why I'm doing music, really, is to understand the world differently.
It took you 36 years to find your voice, your identity, and your music. What was the flashpoint, and would you suggest other musicians to take more time to find themselves?
I wish someone had told me that earlier. So yeah, I think it's really important. For example, I could call my next album Empty Swimming Pool in Bolzano, and then I'd be doing interviews in a year's time about this swimming pool, and we'd collect sounds from it to tell that story. Or we could go and that person having a cigarette over there, we can make the record about them, and we'd walk over there with a microphone and get a load of sounds from them, and then we'd be talking about her and her stories. I don't know anything about her. That's a huge power, you know, even just things like song titles. So on the Pig record, we've done an iTunes special edition thing, because they always iTunes always wants something extra, so you give them an extra track, and I've got the sound of industrial pig being killed. Excuse me, terrible. And castrated, and their teeth being pulled out, and giving birth in horrible conditions. Horrible sounds. So the track is called Industrial Pigs Being Killed, Castrated, Caged, Born, Killed, or whatever. That's a huge power. That, like, if someone's on the radio, if you did a radio song, Britney Spears called her new song I Hate Obama, then everybody in the country would have to say those words and have to print those words and have to spark a debate. So just the title directs people towards a context or a position. And I think it's too easy to just make music because it sounds nice.
Why is the main character of the new album that you're gonna perform here on Friday? Pick one pick.
I wanted to do a biography for a long time, a living thing, and it ended up being a pig. And for me, this pig is like I guess it's like a debut album for the pig, really, and I'm supporting it. So even though the pig's now been eaten and dead, the record in the live show is at least 50%, if not 80%. It made all the noises that you would hear, it made the drum that we're playing, there was blood, hear all the noises it makes, and then a lot of the music is written around what the pig was speaking and saying in front of me. So it's just giving a voice to someone other than me. But I don't think it's just my work. I think music, there's a huge revolution in music which has moved from impressionism to the possibility of documentary, which is like in visual art that's like moving from paint to video, missing out photography. So previously we had pianos and violins, and now we have swimming pools and people smoking cigarettes. It's a complete shift. So for me that's a huge revolution, and so it's a new way of writing music. It's like a whole new world. And it just feels like, I don't think it's me particularly I don't think necessarily my music is a thing. I think the thing is this possibility of turning sound into music is such an amazing one. I think that's the thing that can make a difference.
Would you compare yourself with Jean-Baptiste Grenouille from the book The Perfume? It said
Exactly.
you collecting noises instead of smells.
I haven't read the book, but I'd probably say no, because I don't feel like... I used to collect, I used to be a collector, I used to always have something in my pocket, like, oh, a funny motorbike, oh, a strange bird. But now I'm not so interested in that. Like, for me, that's like being a photographer and just taking pictures of anything. I'm much more interested in photography. It's like, if it's, okay, landscapes or Syria. I'm much more interested in discipline and structure. So for example, we're here to record cowbells played by humans in an area that's associated with cowbells. We haven't gone onto the hill, so I'm here to record a particular sound, not just the sound of this leaf, all these leaves and this wind, which is a beautiful noise, but I don't need to capture everything.
So there has to be a connection between what you're playing and the place you're playing.
Yeah, there has to be a reason why you're recording something, otherwise it's just like you're a consumer. Just say, okay, I'll have cheese one day and ham the next.
What will the future bring for Matthew Herbert?
Probably more grey hair, less hair, international fame, and I think the next thing I'm going to do, I'm doing two things. One, I'm making a film, a musical about sound. The second thing I'm doing is I'm relaunching a museum of sound as well, so you can listen to the sound of 1982, or you can listen to the sound of the song Tuesday afternoon, the sound of Oxford Street in London, Thursday in the 70s. So those are the two big projects for me.